Yeah, Sway the Morning Shade 4-5. That's Lift Me Up. That's by the artist who's on the line with us right now for the very first time. The one and only Jahmed is here. Jahmed, what up, baby?
Yep.
Jahmed, welcome.
Man, I can't even express to you how much I appreciate this opportunity right now.
Oh, man, it's great, man. Jamil is a good friend of ours, and that dude is, as you know, that dude got his ear on the pulse of everything. And, I know a little bit about your background. Now, let me set this up a little bit, Heather. Like groups like Audio Push, right? MCs like Poseidon, legendary dude, Dirty Birdie, Sly Boogie, Hitboy. All these people come from a certain area. And when I say this area, Tracy and Heather, you're going to go, oh, that he comes from the IE, the Inland Empire, right?
IE, yeah.
The IE. And so did you grow up around watching these guys and their careers? Like, do you know all these dudes that I named?
100%. I know I'm super familiar with Hitboy. I remember I was in the Ontario Mills one time when I ran into Hitboy when I was a young cat. And it was just like it was one of those moments where it's like a lot of people don't even know about you, bro. But like I'm on my hip hop shit, so I know exactly who you is, and I appreciate what you're doing for the IE because I was just talking to my homie yesterday. A lot of people like that's not familiar with Southern California. They think everything on the Southern California is LA, but it's a whole little space between IE and LA right now. So it's important that we have somebody like Hitboy and Audio Push that's putting on for the IE. And I'm just trying to be the next representative of the coast of IE or the West Coast.
That's interesting because even here in New York, when you say New York, you a lot. If you're not from New York, I'm from Oakland, but I used to think of it as the whole. I never understood Brooklyn, New York, Queens, New York, the boroughs, and so I thought it was all the same. But then I didn't understand why Big Daddy Kane might have sound different than KRS-One might have sound different from Wu-Tang Clan, who sound totally different. What are the differences between Inland Empire, would you say, in creativity and sound, signature sound, than it is in L.A.?
I think sound-wise, it's a very similar sound. I like to feel like it's kind of hard to tell the difference between IE and LA. I think it's more so like the language. Like even though it's like 30 minutes away, because I'm from Pomona, California, that's still considered LA County, but I was raised partly in IE. So I think it's really a lingo thing, honestly. Like you can tell an IE person from LA just based off of some of the language they say. Like my album called TheBoofMobile, and we use Boofy a lot in IE. I don't know if it's an LA thing either, but it's really a lingo thing, honestly.
Is Boofy the same as Goofy, but Boofy?
Nah, it's Boofy as in the sense of like trash. Like that's it, Boof. Like that's Boof. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like saying Goofy but putting a B in front of it.
Okay. But
are there other type of slang? Sorry about that, Sway.
No, go ahead, Tracy.
Is there other types of slang that you guys use that's particular to that area?
Yeah, I mean, of course I'm on the spot, so I can't think of them. But definitely, it's a whole lot of slang that we use that's slightly different. And I mean, LA and IE is like we clash heads so much because LA they be trying to shorten us a little bit. But I got love for LA because like I said, my birthplace is a LA County city, so I'm still well connected in Los Angeles as well because I got cousins and stuff that's out there. But like language wise, it is a lot. I really can't think of that right now because I'm on the spot with Sway in the morning. It's kind of
it's crazy, right?
Yeah, we trying to relax you too. Heather, relaxing, give him something to help him relax. Go ahead, Bizzle.
No, I can understand what he's saying only because to put it in perspective, New York and New Jersey is very close. I'm from New Jersey, Josh, so it's we've always sort of played second cousin to New York City.
Yeah.
But we're so close. I mean, it's nothing but a transit ride or a car ride away right into the city. But also this particular section, I'm Jersey, that I'm from in New Jersey, I have a heavy New York accent. So people always confuse it thinking, oh, she must be from Brooklyn or she must be from the Bronx. Nah, it's a New Jersey accent and we're so close to the city and we have our own language as well. But what I was going to say, so what is it like for you then when you get into the studio with a producer that may not be from your particular area or familiar with the slang and you're using? How is that like collabing with somebody?
You talking about like collabing like with a LA producer or just in
Yeah,
somebody in general?
anybody. Like, say you collabed with a producer from Atlanta. You know, like how what is that like when the sort of the language barrier is a little bit different? Because like, yo, Boofy, bro, what you talking about?
Boofy?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's I think it's interesting sometimes. Like, I think all in all, I come from the hood. Like, you know, I come from the inner city. So it's like, at the end of the day, I think it's always gonna be relatable, no matter what side of the town, like what side you come from. Like, if it's like a producer that come from a similar similar like area of where I come from, like an inner city, it's kind of easier to connect with those type of people. It's like, you know, you recognize real street dudes or people that's from the hood just based off what you grew up in. But
Right.
if it's like somebody that's like, you know, just that's really interested, like that haven't been in my background, sometimes it's kind of harder to connect. But like,
Hard to connect. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like, I've been placed in situations like I used to live in Texas too for like 3-4 years, so I'm kind of familiar with the South. My grandma's a very Southern person. Like, she got a Southern accent. Like, we from West Coast, but we grew up in a household with a Southern woman. Like, she talks Southern. So like, when it comes to specifically like Southern people, I can really connect with them based off what my grandma went through, or who my grandma is and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Jahmed is on the line, man. He got the new project. The debut album is out today. It's called TheBoofMobile. It's interesting. You talk about your grandmother being from the South. Your mother was actually into a lot of music as well, right? Y'all grew up with a lot of hip hop playing in the household.
100%.
Yeah, like who was in your, like, who was some of the people that you grew up listening to?
My mom is she's a West Coast girl, so like I grew up on a lot of West Coast, like even Oakland stuff, like Spice One. I grew up on Spice One.
Oh man!
Like when I was like, I remember being like 10, 11, bro, and my mom banging Spice One, 1-800 Spice One. Too Short. Like, I'm gonna do the Oakland stuff because where you from, but like I grew up on a lot of Oakland, E40, Spice One, Too Short. And then, of course, the West Coast, DJ Quick, Tupac, NWA, Ice Cube, though, like, I specifically remember her being, like, a huge Ice Cube fan, like, America's Most Wanted. I'm listening to that when I'm, like, 12, 13. I know the album from front to back. Wow. This is before I'm hip to my generation of music. I'm listening to her generation first. Dr. Dre, The Chronic 2001, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, and then, of course, it's East Coast rap. From Jay-Z. She a big Jay-Z fan. So pretty much whatever she was playing, whatever my parents was playing, I was banging it. And of course you got the oldies, you got the Zapp and Rogers. It's just a whole bunch of influences that you can hear in my sound, but based off what my parents was listening to, like they was really, really hip hop heads.
That's why you know how to rap, bro. You know what I mean? You got the tutelage from Eric B. Okay, Eric B. You listen to Jay-Z, Eric B. and Rakim. You listen to Ice Cube. That's why when I listen to your flows, I could tell you got a lot of patterns in your flows. You got a lot of animation. You got a lot of character. But it's absolutely. But it's a little cryptic too. You got to really unravel and peel the layers behind the lyrics. I want to get into that in a minute. We got people on the line. I want to talk to you. Jahmed is on the line. 888-742-3345. AJ, what's up?
Hey, AJ.
What's happening? Where you from, AJ?
I'm from Real, I'm from the IE.
Okay.
Oh.
IE represent.
You know this guy, man? You know Jahmed?
So I'm gonna tap in now. I haven't heard of him, but I'm gonna tap in now for shit show. I say I do a lot of music out there as well, so you know I want to holler at them. You know what I'm saying? Possible collabs and stuff like that. I mean, I don't rap myself, but there's artists out there. IE got some artists. So we got some people out there that deserve a chance. You feel me?
100%. I agree 100%. We got to shed light on that, though, because a lot of people, like, you know, the thing is like when we come up and when we do try to maneuver through this game, we got to go to L.A. for a lot of resources. And then by that, you know, they like to label us L.A.-based artists, which is nothing wrong with it because we right down the street. But at the same time, we do got to represent where we come from to keep this thing strong.
Sure.
Hey, so if AJ DM you, where can he DM you?
The Jahmed, JJAHMED, on all socials, Twitter, Instagram. Tap in, bro. I promise you I respond back.
Okay.
I mean, you said JJ what?
JJAHME as in Echo, D as in Delta, and there's 2 D's after that. So it's JJAHMEDD.
All right, cool. AJ, you a citizen, brother.
Sway in the morning.
Christian in New York. Say hello to Jahmed. What up?
Yo, what's up, Jahmed? What's up, Sway, Heather B, Tracy, everybody? What's up,
Hey.
man?
What's poppin'?
So you were talking about language barrier before. I'm from Queens, and you were saying that like on your album title is boofy and stuff like that, and you're talking about boofing. And in Queens, boofing for us means you're hiding something in your butt. like if you're boofing something, like it's like people in jail, they like boof shit to hide it, or like if you're about to get caught by the cops, you got drugs on you, like you boof that shit, you hide that shit in your butt. So it's funny because, like, in IE, you're saying that means something totally different, but Heather B was talking about, like, language barrier before and stuff. You come and say that in New York, people are looking at you sideways like, what, you're boofing? What do you mean you're boofing? Like,
Is it spelled BOOF?
Yeah, BOOF, like boofing. Like, yo, you're boofing. You're straight boofing right now. Like, you're hiding something in your butt. Like, you're going to boof that? Like, some people joke around, like, you drink alcohol, like, yo, boof it.
That's crazy.
That's
And
crazy.
then we also have
crazy.
a DJ in New York called DJ Boof.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
I don't
Nicki
know.
Minaj's
Maybe
DJ.
it's a Queens thing. I don't know, but
Well, yeah, that's Nicki's DJ, right?
Yeah.
And Nicki Minaj. Okay, hey, so you learn something new every day, Jahmed.
100%. On the West Coast, it's different, though. We don't say that. Hey, we don't think nothing about nothing hiding, nothing. None of that at all.
All right, hey, Christian, you're a citizen, man. Thank you, bro.
Sway in the morning.
Heather asked a good question about producers. Your brother was actually a producer, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and he's the one that got you to rap, or got you.
100%. My older brother was he was a legend for and he still does produce. Like I know how he was, but he still does produce just because of it's a therapy thing towards him. So if it weren't for him, no, I wouldn't be here at all because I used to look over his shoulder. You know, being a younger brother and being interested into what my older brother was doing. He was producing, and I was always over his shoulder. And one time he got tired of me being over his shoulder. He was like, look, I don't want you in my bubble space, but I'm going to teach you how to do this. So therefore, whenever I'm not around, you can be right here doing the same thing I'm doing. And I took it and ran with it.
And one of the songs on the project I want to play next is Jeep. And I want you to tell me, like I was looking at the video for Jeep, and which I found, is that, where did y'all shoot that at, that video?
We shot it in, part of it, we shot it in L.A. It's just, I forgot what city it is, but it's like a little outside city, like not too busy in L.A., but it definitely was shot in L.A.
I hear an undertone theme of "If I Die Today," and the date July 10th. What is the significance of that of this song and those words in that day?
So pretty much, it's inspired by one of my second oldest brother was murdered in Victorville, Adelanto, California, on July 10th. I was 14 at the time, and what I wanted to do with the video was I wanted to kind of touch bases on that, but not give the people too much. But really, pretty much, it's just it's a time in my life that happened. July 10th, 2010. My older brother was at this house party. He was caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Had nothing to do with the situation, but you know, California parties.
Yeah.
You in the wrong side. I mean, it's not even about you being in the wrong side. If you got two people from different cities and different hoods and one party, something gonna happen. Something gonna crack off. And that's just how it happens out here. Sometimes in IE in Adelanto, California, we used to go to parties knowing something's gonna crack off. But this particular party, it was something that was unavoidable. Like, you know, he was just caught in the wrong space at the wrong time. He was murdered. And I really wanted to touch bases on that, but I didn't want to give people too much. So when you hear the hook, "If I Die Today," it was just me putting myself through that situation of when I was going through it. Like, damn, my older brother not here no more. And it was like, you know, you with somebody being that close to you, you spark a conversation in your head. Like, damn, what happened if I die? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something that automatically come to your head because it's just you so close to death at that point when you lose somebody that you grow up with and you live in the same room with. And he's not there no more. And the next question you ask is like, damn, what happens if it's me? Like, how the world gonna react to this? And that's pretty much where that hook comes from. I
would, and I'm sorry to hear about the death.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and I would imagine, you know, and that's what I was saying earlier. You got to kind of unravel the lyrics a lot of times because your lyrics are energetic. It's almost party like. You know, but there's some real meaning behind it. And I would imagine, like, even right now in this pandemic, a lot of us are just really reflecting on life differently. And I know when we come out of this pandemic, those of us who are able to, we're going to live our lives differently. You know, how after that incident did you start living your life differently? I see you put your last money into this project. I mean, you know, how has it changed your outlook on how you live day by day?
I think it really made me not like I was 14 at the time and I'm 24, but like that, you know, that of course something like that don't ever leave you. Like you live with that forever. And I think what it is it made me appreciate life a lot more, like going through that situation, because a 14-year-old kid, you think life is sweet. And life is sweet, and it could be sweet. You know, it has its ups and downs, but like situations like that, for one, it made me appreciate my family more, my parents. And I got a few more brothers that I'm encountering with. So it's like it made me appreciate them a little more and never take this life for granted, because no matter what you got going on, you know, it's short. Like we can be here today and gone tomorrow. And it made me realize that at a young age. So then I grow up being a little more careful about the choices that I make, careful about the people I hang out with. And, you know, it make me question the people around me a lot. Like, do y'all got my best interest of whatever we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? It made me switch my circle up. And just really, all in all, it really made me appreciate life more. And sometimes it sucks that, you know, you need a sacrifice like that for you to recognize what type of world we live in. But I think it woke me up for the better, and it made me more a wiser young man at a young age. So it just made me focus on what's more important in life. And by me taking every chance that I get, like making sure I can accomplish it while I'm still here.
Man, Jahmed is here, man. We're going to keep these phone lines open, 888-742-3345. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm going to play Jeep, and we're going to come right back. It's Jahmed, Sway in the Morning, Shade 4. Jahmed, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez. Hey, who was that in the end?
That was my homie Thunderous Night.
Thunderous Night?
Yeah, that's my homie Thunderous Night. I had him pull up to the studio one day. I was like, yo, bro, I need you to come here and give you, I need you to give me the on-10 energy right now. I mean, that's what we got. That's the result of it right there.
That's what came out.
That's what came out. On-10 energy. No, nothing right. He just freestyled all that. So it was one of those moments you got to appreciate.
Did that resonate with you, Tracy?
Absolutely. And it also had me thinking, because this sounded so good as a collaboration with someone else who's from your community, but what happens when there's someone from the IE who you don't really vibe with sonically? What are other ways that you can still like show up for them, even though they begging for you to be on a track?
I think just still tapping in with that person, like having communication with that person. Like I'm a human being first, you know what I'm saying? Like I know artists, like, you know, like being an artist is a little different. Like a lot of people got egos, but like I care about people still. At the end of the day, if it's something that I don't vibe with, I can still vibe with you on some other stuff. Like, you know, I can still support your music in a way. Like, you know, I'm just human at the end of the day. So it's like it's not even on an artist thing. I still tap in with a lot of people. Even if we ain't never did no record or nothing, I'm gonna still tap in with you just to check up on you, see how you doing, and making sure that you know. I just want to see everybody win at the end of the day. It's never no selfish motive with me.
Is there a way to put that? My apologies.
Go ahead.
I'm wondering if there's a way to put that into words, only because we hear so much from different artists who are repping hard for their city. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to see, like, what is the best way to tell someone else who's in your city who you see grinding but you don't align with, like, how do you actually voice that to the person so that they don't crumble?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I got to be in the midst of it to see what I'm gonna say, but I definitely what I would want to do is find something that I do like in a situation and shed more light on that versus than what I don't like, because like you know, and at the same time be honest, but not in the sense like you said of crushing somebody's dreams, just a way you could tell somebody something for them to improve. Because I'm pretty sure at one point I wasn't who you hear now, and and I'm pretty sure a lot of people involved with me, but I didn't have too many people who shattered my dreams. They told me something in the sense like, you know what, I really like this hook right here, and I think that this hook gonna make the record go. Maybe I will touch the verse up a little more. Like, you know, it's a way you could tell people things stuff without like shattering their dreams and stuff. And I think whatever situation it is, I'm pretty solid at shedding light on good things and encouraging people to go harder on something like that. So it really depends on the situation, though.
This artist is Jahmed. He got the new project. It's called TheBoofMobile. It's out today. One of the things you said is you are human, man, and I think that's great that you can reflect and recognize that. And when I watched that Jeep video, I saw a lot of beautiful young ladies in that video. Being that you're human, did you meet anybody on the set? Did you? Are those your friends, or how did that turn out?
90% of the people on that set was homegirls I knew. Like I grew up with in the city. So it's like one of the girls was somebody we actually tapped in with an agency to fulfill the spot. But two of the girls, and then all the guys you see running out the back of the house, that I'm familiar with them. We all grew up together. So what I like to do is like all my videos. I usually try to plug people I know inside these videos so they can see what goes on behind the rap world or the music industry and like how videos set up. Like every video I've shot so far is people I've known on set. It's nobody that we really pretty much tapped in with. And if it is, it's probably one or two people we tapped in the agency with, but everybody else I'm familiar with, I came up with.
Okay. You a Missy Elliott fan?
Big Missy Elliott fan.
I noticed that homage to her in the hook. Beat beat.
Yeah.
What is that? What that was?
Definitely. I think I was listening to The Rain one day, and I just matched that hook. I was just like, nobody ain't really using this right now, and it's a very popular line in that song. And I'm surprised it took so long for people to actually do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to snatch this up and put it in the hook, and hopefully she'd be cool with it.
Okay. Missy's mad cool. I'm sure she is. Do you get comparisons to like Schoolboy Q or other artists at all?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think Vince Staples and Q, even Kendrick sometimes. I think it's because I'm a West Coast kid at the end of the day. But I don't know. Y'all think I got some similar takes on them, or what's up?
Early on, yeah, I could hear a little Vince. I love Vince Staples too. All these artists I'm naming are artists I love. So if people gonna make reference to any artists, those are great artists to be referenced to.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm a fan of them too at the end of the day. So and this is a West Coast thing. It's all love, and I appreciate it sometimes. Absolutely.
Jahmed is here. He has another song on the project called Archive. I really like that song, and some of the lyrics on it really stuck out to me. And so what I want to do is just get your take on it real quick in something we call the lyrical breakdown.
I don't get it. What exactly don't you get?
Breaking down the lyrics you may not understand.
What the hell did you just say?
It's the lyrical breakdown.
I can break it down like whatever you want.
On Sway in the Morning.
You know, I'm going to start off with the first verse because I'm really into speaking out your destiny. And in the intro, you say, everything I got because I planned it. Money on my head, this on my hip, bitch, don't get vanished. But let's go to that first line. Everything I got because I planned it. You planned where you are today?
100%. I wanted this. I wanted this since I was a young gun, and I knew I would be here. And I'm like you. I agree 100% with you. I'm a firm believer of speaking things into existence, and then working towards it because the universe be hearing. God be hearing you. God hear you. And if you really want something, if you really work for it, he gonna answer you. He gonna answer you 100%. You gotta believe it though, and that's what you get with that first line.
And did you? I would speak out what I hope to achieve, what I knew I would achieve, but I would also write it down. Did you used to do that? Do you do that at all as well? Like people make vision boards, people make paradigms, or you just keep it on your conscious?
You know, I keep it on my conscious, and another thing I do is I don't tell everybody like the plans that I want for myself and the plans I'm gonna get for myself because I just really I keep certain things so personal to me because you know when you tell certain people things they can either shout it they can stop it from happening. Like I'm a believer in that too. Like when you speak your dreams to somebody else, you know they can say hate on that and it can kind of hinder that situation or whatever you want. So I keep everything to myself, 100%.
I did everything you niggas said I couldn't or I wouldn't. Now my prophet got no diet like it's chocolate sweet is pudding. Like it's diabetes circulate the feet. I'll prevail from hell so I don't know defeat. Got way too much pride. I do not beg. I'm never on my knees. If you touch my pocket, then I'm cocking. I'm like, nigga, please. What does that mean? If you touch my pocket, then I'm cocking.
If you touch my pocket, then I'm clocking. I'm like, nigga, please, because the previous line I said, I do not beg, I'm never on my knees. And then I said the please in the next bar. But it's pretty much like, get your hand on my pocket. Like, stop pocket watching. Like, we don't do that over here. Like, get yours, let me get mine. That's pretty much what that line means in a nutshell.
Jahmed, I rock with you, man. Give out your social media for the citizens if they want to reach you.
JJAHMEDD is Jahmed pretty much, but it's 2 J's and 2 D's until we get that verification from IG. They playing right now, but yeah, 2 J's, AHMEDD.
There it is, man. When
socials.
all this passes over, man, come to New York so you can spit them bars for us. I know you're ready
100%.
for that.
I was ready. They had me hot when they told me we canceled. I was like, damn.
Well, what do you think, Heather? Should we
Do
wait
it
or
now.
he should do it now? You might as well give us a quick acapella then.
Acapella, y'all put me on the spot now. Being
yeah, you said you was ready.
Stay ready.
You
Stay
did that to
ready.
yourself.
Only
Okay.
because I heard him talking to somebody in the back saying, "Yo, we supposed to go to New York. I was gonna freestyle and everything." I'm like, "Oh, well, he got bars."
Okay, if you ain't ready, man.
I need that. I'm gonna come clean with you. I really want to do it on the phone, but I need to look the camera in the eye when I rap. 100%. I don't think the people gonna feel it if they don't see me looking the eyeball in that camera while I'm rapping.
Okay, well, we do bedroom bars Friday at 7 p.m. So if you chime in, I'm gonna be on IG Live. If you chime in, I'm gonna let you flow. Okay.
Okay, that's different. 100%. I'm there. You said what time?
7 p.m. Eastern on Real Sway IG Live. We done 2 of them already. If you go on my Instagram, you see me. We done 2 episodes already, so we're gonna be posting a lot up until Friday. Okay.
Oh yeah, we doing that. Yeah, I'm live with that.
Hey man, good luck. Congratulations. I can't wait to meet you in person. Tell Jamil I said what up. Give it up for Jahmed, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Hey.
And
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day, bro. And here it is,
I like you,
archive. I like him too,
Appreciate
man.
y'all.
Take care, man.
Y'all be safe on the score team. Thank y'all.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate you. We got getting.